let's see what the next class is. Battle Studies. So I've already taken one class of this. Let's go ahead and take the second one with Miss Dendra. Miss Dendra. Oh, it's dark out. Why are we having class at nighttime? Another day, another round of battle study. Osu, let's get right to it. Is everyone excited about the treasure hunt? It's always a great adventure. You get to take on gyms, go to new places, and run all over the place with your partner Pokemon. And while you're running around out there, I'll bet you'll come across some big, shining crystals fairly often as well. These crystals are actually collections of terrestrial energy that seeped up out of the ground. You can check out these crystals to battle Terra Pokemon with your friends or other trainers in a group of 4. We call those battles Terra Raid battles. The Terra Pokemon you face off against in Terra Raid battles are crazy tough. They sometimes act differently than regular Pokemon, so you need to be on your guard. Luckily, trainers can also use a special action in Terra Raid battles. It's called cheering. And there are 3 different cheers you can use. The first cheer is Go All Out. It boosts the attack and special attack of all ally Pokemon. The second is Hang Tough. This one boosts the defense and special defense of all ally Pokemon. And the third, well, let's see if you can guess. This cheer restores HP for an ally Pokemon. What do you think it is? Heal up! I wish it would be a Wham Bam Potion. Imagine that's a cheer. That's right, maybe I should make you the battle teacher, huh, new kid? The third and final cheer is Heal Up. It's a real powerhouse with the ability to restore both HP and cure status conditions. You can cheer up to 3 times during a single Terra Raid battle. Also, cheering uses up a turn in battle, so you won't be able to have your Pokemon use any of their moves when you cheer. In conclusion, try everything at your disposal. If nothing seems to be working, try cheering up your allies. Providing support for your team can sometimes open up a new realm of possibilities. Aw man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we're out of time. Class is over now, take care, you little rascals. Okay. That class was easy, because I knew what it was talking about. I've done many raids, I knew about that. If I've done it during my treasure hunt, then the class will be really easy to take. Unlike math, because I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. Hello, Nova. Hi, I'm doing great. Another day, another round of battle study. Oh, so let's get right to it. How are you doing? Last time we learned about Terra Raid battles. Did any of you have a chance to try them out? Terra Pokemon are super strong, and the more difficult runs will use an even tougher tactic that you'll need to deal with. I'm talking about their their Terra Shield. What happens while a Pokemon has its Terra Shield up, you ask? Well, it'll take way less damage for one. It has a big effect on morale, too. When trainers see that shield go up, they feel doomed, like there's no way to win the battle. That is so true. So here's a question for you. If a Pokemon you're battling puts up its Terra Shield, what should you do? Call your parents. Just kidding. Terrestrialize and attack it. That's right, you're a regular Terra Raid battle master, aren't you, new kid? Regular attacks don't work so well against Pokemon that have their Terra Shield up, but having a Pokemon terrestrialize is an effective method to overcome that issue. A terrestrialized Pokemon will do more damage to shielded Pokemon, especially if it uses moves that match its Terra type. Dealing enough damage to a Pokemon with its Terra Shield up can destroy the shield and break the Pokemon's stance. This means that it's important to properly time your terrestrializing and Terra Raid battles. In conclusion, as they say, fight fire with fire and Terra Pokemon with Terra Pokemon. Be sure to work together with your teammates to smash through your opponent's Terra Shield. Aw man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we're out of time once again. Next class will be a midterm exam. Aim for a perfect score. Nova, I am from Texas. USA. Alright. Battle Studies Midterm. Class will begin soon. Oh, we're actually in a class? Well, obviously, right? We have the midterm. That makes sense. Sorry to all of you who went to the schoolyard first before finding the right room. I guess we could do a test in the classroom at least. It might be hard to write your answers out on the field. Alright, time to put your game faces and do battle with those test sheets. No, I don't stream daily. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And every now and then I'll have surprise Sunday streams. The higher Pokemon's special defense, the less damage it takes from special attacks? Physical attacks. The higher a Pokemon's special defense... Did we ever learn this? Oh, you know what? It was probably the first class that I forgot about. Because I took it like way back when. The higher Pokemon's special defense, the less damage it takes from special attacks. I'm assuming. Right? That only makes sense. Which of the following has no effect on the move's damage? Has no effect on a move's damage. The name? Right? Makes sense. How many trainers are on a Terra Raid battle team? 4. What is an effective method for breaking an opponent's Terra shield? Terrestrializing and attacking. What is Miss Dendra's favorite type? Fighting? Time's up. Put your pencils down. Nova, I am working towards that. I want to eventually, you know, have this be my job, streaming. But I need a bunch of followers. So I'm working towards it. But for now, it's just for fun. Feels great to get a test out of the way. Okay. 5 out of 5. Nice. Ask us to give this reward. Okay. Same reward. Keep doing your best. What class would you like to take? Battle Studies 4. Let's go. Class will begin soon. Are we outside again? Yes, we are. Another day, another round of battle study. Let's get right to it. You all gave everything you had on the midterm exams. Well done. We'll resume our regular classes today, so keep up that energy for the second half of the term. Have you all been using the R button to send out your Pokemon? If you do, your Pokemon will run off in the direction you're facing. It's a super useful tactic that lets your Pokemon pick up faraway items for you, and that's not all. If there's a wild Pokemon near where you sent out your Pokemon, they'll start battling each other. We call those battles auto battles. Okay, I've never actually heard of that term before. Just as the name implies, your Pokemon will act on its own during auto battles, meaning you won't have to give it any commands. And if your Pokemon wins, it'll get experience points just like it would in a regular battle. If you make good use of these battles, they can be a really efficient way to train up your party. But you'll want to remember that Pokemon won't evolve or learn new moves right away if they level up from auto battles. Also, if a Pokemon loses an auto battle, it'll come back with just a small amount of HP left. Make sure to heal it up right away. Whoops, I just about did the whole class as a one-sided lecture. Does anyone have any questions so far? How do I stop an auto battle? There's no stopping an auto battle once it starts. You'll have to wait and see how it plays out. You can call your Pokemon off before the battle starts, though, if you press your ZR button while your Pokemon is still on its way to the opponent. Even during auto battles, our Pokemon are out there battling for us, their trainers. Keep an eye on them as much as possible, and if it looks like they're going to lose, be sure to have them retreat. Also, this goes without saying, but Pokemon with low HP are already worn out. They probably won't enjoy auto battles as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? In conclusion, auto battles only work if a trainer and the Pokemon have a relationship of mutual trust. Be smart with how you use auto battles so you don't lose the trust of your Pokemon. Aw man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we've run out of time as usual. Alright, Nova, I am going to have to decline that. I've had so many people ask me if they could do some work for my channel, for my streams. But no, I can't swing it. I've already had someone work on an overlay for my Let's Chat screen and for the banner for Twitch, and that's really all I need. It's really all I need for my stream. But thanks. Another day, another round of battle study. Let's get right to it. I hope you gave auto battles a shot like we talked about last class. Making good use of auto battles will let you train up a bunch of different Pokemon. It's also an efficient way to gather the Pokemon materials you need to make TMs at TM machines. Speaking of which, have y'all been using the TM machines? No, I have not. I sure hope so, because it's pop quiz time! To get TMs, you need Pokemon materials and one other thing. Anyone remember what that is? LP, HP, or money. Yep, you need HP. Looks like you're already a TM Machine Pro, new kid. The correct answer is League Points, or LP for short. You can give LP and Pokemon materials to a TM machine to create TMs, but that's not all. You can also exchange Pokemon materials at a TM machine to get LP. I recently heard about some shady individuals getting LP illegally using a technique called hacking, or something like that. I don't want any of you to get involved in bad stuff like that. Got it? Anyway, you could also add TMs that you want to make to your watch list. This will let you keep an eye on the materials you need to gather. In conclusion, in order to make TMs, you need Pokemon materials, and if you want to get hold of lots of materials, you'll have to battle all kinds of Pokemon. Aw man. Alright. Yep, class is over now. Alright. Battle Study 6. Is this the last class? I think it's the last class before the final. I think they all end at 6. Osu, this is our last class, but don't let those energy levels drop before we wrap things up. You've shown that you have more than enough knowledge to be super strong battlers. I don't know that I have much left to teach you. But we could always aim for ever greater heights. So today I'm going to teach you about the rules of link battles. When two trainers participate in link battles together, they can engage in either single battles or double battles with each other. And if you're playing in a group of 4, you can all battle each other in multi-battles. Now, when you're out having battles during your independent study, you can use whatever number of Pokemon you like, and they could be at any level. But in link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. Some of those special rules involve adjusting Pokemon's levels. Now, the no restrictions rule set lets all Pokemon stay at their current level. It lets trainers use multiple Pokemon at the same time. No. Of the same species, and multiples of the same held item too. But if you choose to use normal rules, all Pokemon will be set to level 50 for your battles, regardless of what level they actually are. This even includes lower level Pokemon. They get a power boost to participate. Normal rules let you use multiples of the same Pokemon species and of the same held items too. The great part about this rule set is that it lets any of your Pokemon participate. All they have to do is learn some good moves. Lastly, the rule set called Flat Rules mostly affects Pokemon over level 50. Such Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of the battle. The Flat Rules rule set is one often used for official tournaments. This rule set does not allow trainers to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiples of the same held item. Alright, here's a question for you. Which rule set should you pick if you want to use a lower level Pokemon and keep its level low? Normal rules. Okay. I was a bit confused about that one. I thought flat rules means it raises it to level 50. If you got some clever strategy that you need to use a level 5 Pokemon for, your best bet is to choose Flat Rules rule set. Of course, you could also choose no restrictions if you want to battle with any Pokemon you want, at any level and with any held item. That's a pretty good rule set for when you want to battle freely with friends. In conclusion, normal rules adjust all Pokemon to level 50. Flat rules let you use lower level Pokemon at their actual levels. I hope you use these tips to have some exciting battles with your friends. I was just about to suggest, okay, blah blah blah. Next steps will be a final exam. Aim for a perfect score. Osu. So yeah, that class I didn't really understand because I've never done it before. You know, I only get the ones that I've actually done before, but I've never had an actual battle with friends in the game. You like battle studies? Yes, I would. Class will begin soon. It's finally game day. Today is our final exam. Time to put on your game faces and do battle with those test sheets. Which cheer boosts attack and special attack for allies during a terror battle? Go all out. Or is it go all in? I think it's go all out. Or out we go. Okay, I'll go with go all out. What do we call the battles that Pokemon sent out with the Arbeten Duolone? The You Can Do It battles. Auto battles. How should you obtain LP? Exchange materials. Hack the system. Just kidding. Exchange materials. High level Pokemon are adjusted to what level when using flat rules in link battles? 50. When using normal rules in link battles, you can use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiples of the same held item. True. Time's up. I saw you giving it everything you've got. I'm sure y'all get perfect scores. Alright. Five out of 5 questions correctly. Alright. Keep doing your best. Okay, let's take art. What the heck is art? With Mr. Hassel. Okay. Pokemon art. What are we gonna learn in art? I don't know. We'll see. With Mr. Hassel. He's the art teacher? He doesn't look like an art teacher. Oh, hey! I recognize this room. Greetings, I am Hassel. I will be teaching this art class. It is a pleasure to meet you all. Now, let me be candid for one moment. I imagine that many of you will forget all that you learned in this class once you graduate. After all, you don't need even a basic understanding of artwork, much less a refined appreciation for beauty, for most exams or jobs. So, is my class a waste of time for you then? I think not. At least I certainly hope it isn't. Think for a moment, all of you, what is beauty anyway? What makes something beautiful? The eye of the beholder. Interesting. I don't mean to suggest that's the correct answer to my query. The important thing is that y'all take time to think about it. Think about why we might find beauty in a flower blooming on the side of a road, for example. Question why the sky is a different shade of blue than the ocean, or why the leaves change color. Ponder the windmills of Artisan and how they move. Contemplate the chilling bite of the waters of Cascarafa. I'm sure you will find that every little detail of your lives will seem more vivid, more impactful, if you just take a moment to stop and think. I am certain that if you stop and truly appreciate the little beauties of this world, it will help pull you through the days where your studies have you exhausted or when work has dampened your spirits. Do pardon me for waxing philosophical. You don't need to understand all that for now. To put it simply, it is true that one doesn't need art to survive, but it certainly makes surviving much more enjoyable. It is my hope that this class will add even a little bit of color to your lives. That's all for today. Next time we'll try a more hands-on approach to appreciating beauty. Okay. Let's see. Art class with Mr. Hassel. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. In our previous class we discussed what beauty is, which might have been a little boring for you. So today I thought I would mix things up a little to pique your interest in art. Allow me to introduce our special guest. Okay. Gibble. This is Professor Gibble, the assistant lecturer for today. Now then, Professor Gibble, if you would be so kind as to terrestrialize for us. Glam! In class. Seriously, in class? He's doing this in class. Okay. Oh hey, Penny's in this class. I didn't even notice that. As some of you may already know, a Pokemon can terrestrialize if you use a Terra Orb. Normally, Professor Gibble would be of the Dragon type, but by terrestrializing, it succeeded in changing its type. So class, what type do these lovely glistening flowers above Professor Gibble's head represent? The grass type, obviously. Excellent, full marks for you. These beautiful flowers blooming above Professor Gibble's head show that it has now become a grass type. The shape of the Terra jewel above a Pokemon's head depends on the Pokemon's Terra type. To summarize, if an opponent's Pokemon terrestrializes during battle, observe a Pokemon's Terra jewel closely to see what type it has become, and choose effective moves accordingly. It is my sincere hope that today's lecture will help you all achieve beautiful victories. The terrestrial phenomenon is indeed a fascinating and deep subject to discuss. That's it for today, class. Thank you, Professor Gibble, for your help. Glam, Gib. Okay. Now, I can understand that as part of art class. Terrestrializing? Totally. Let's keep going. Art 3. Class will begin soon. Do not be tardy. Don't be tardy. Don't you do it. I don't think it's possible to be tardy since you just teleport here. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. I've been told that my previous lecture about the terrestrial phenomenon was very well received. Thank you all for your kind words. In fact, Miss Stenger specifically requested that I impart even more battle knowledge to my students. So I've decided that today we will take another look at how a Pokemon can terrestrialize. Gibble. And of course, here's Professor Gibble to help us. Now then, Professor Gibble, if you would be so kind as to terrestrialize for us. Ooh! Now what do we have here? Last class we saw a grass type terrestrializing, but this time we have something of a different shape. Observe a terra jewel resembling a snowflake. Its dendritic shape is stunning to behold. It's a little chilly standing so close to it. So class, what terra type do you imagine this jewel might represent? The ice type. Excellent, full marks for you. The reason there's a snowflake shining above Professor Gibble's head is simple. It is now an ice type. And because Professor Gibble is currently the ice type moves would not be very effective against it. Keep in mind, usually they would deal quadruple damage to Gibble. Now here's some trivia about snowflakes. While snowflakes come in many different shapes and sizes, most are classified as hexagons. Just think of it. Snowflakes fall from the sky, taking similar shapes without anyone saying they must. Do you not feel the great mystery of nature, the beautiful enigma we live in? This is a bit tangent, but Mr. Jacques' glasses are also hexagonal, aren't they? I almost forgot to mention that you can change a Pokemon's terra type at the Treasure Eatery located in Medali. Though I must say the cook there is a little prickly. You'll need to get on her good side if you want her help. Now, come prepared for next class because it is time for your midterm examination. Thank you for today, Professor Gibble. So yeah, I've heard that you could potentially change your terra type of a Pokemon, but you need to collect those terra, what are they, shards? Like the Dragon Terra Shard, normal Terra Shard, that are all across Paldea. A certain number of those, and then you give them to someone, and then you could change the Terra type. I don't think I'll ever be doing that because you'll need a lot. You'll need a lot of Terra Shards to change the Terra type. I do hope you're all ready, because it is time for your midterm exam. Focus and do your best. And begin! What is the name of the gemstone that glows over a Pokemon's head when it terrestrializes? The Terra Jewel. Right? I don't even know. First answer. I don't even know it. When the answer to question 1 is in the shape of flowers, what type does it represent? The grass type. What shape are most snowflakes classified as? A hexagon. Where is the eatery in Medali? What makes something beautiful? There's no correct answer. Time's up. That's it for today's test. Pencils down, please. I'd rather not have students worry about passing or failing in my art class, but tests are tests after all. Anyway, good work, everyone. You can check your results at the front desk. Okay. You must get 3 questions correct. You answered 5 out of 5 questions correctly. That's a passing score. Okay. Thank you. Let's keep going. This art class is easy because I've done a bunch of terrestrializing in the past, so that's what makes it easy, right? If you've done it, then you know it. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. I'm pleased to say that everyone did very well on the midterm exams. As a reward for all your hard work, we have a special guest visiting us today. Now then, Brassy, please come in. Greetings. Oh, is that Brassius? The gym leader? I'm Brassius. I am an artist and I focus exclusively on grass-type Pokemon for my work. Brassius here mainly creates 3-dimensional pieces such as statues and the like. One of his major works is the installation titled Surrounding Sunflora, found in Artisan. Many of you who've challenged Artisan Gym are no doubt familiar with these sculptures. Yes, I do recognize some faces among your students. I hope you all understand how fortunate you are to be able to attend Haas's classes. Old Haas is the man who saved me when I had lost all hope and given up on myself. But he never gave up on me. I do not exaggerate when I say that he is my mentor in life. It is precisely thanks to Haas, that I was able to establish my current art style. Ah, dear Brassy, I have nothing against reminiscing about old times, but today I hope you will guide this class in the way only you can. Of course. Let's see. Why don't we discuss what Haas mentioned? Surrendering Sunflora. Can anyone here tell what the mood was when I crafted its detached expression? Happy? I don't know what you're referring to. No, completely and utterly wrong. When I made that sculpture, I had surrendered all hope. I was prepared to give up everything. I had resolved to give up my life as an artist if that piece did not receive proper recognition. Hence the name Surrendering Sunflora. Oh, that makes sense. That's exactly it. When I started out as an artist, I never even thought about the name. I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me to desperation. I began worrying only about what would sell. I was concerned only with fame and fortune. But all of my pieces during this time had no depth. They were all shallow trash. It was then I met Haas. He helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare you the details. But in the end, I was able to leave all that behind. And that is also when I crafted the Sunflora. Remarkable. Even I did not know the full story until now. This kind of thing is hard to tell someone, especially when they are so close to you. Now, I don't doubt that you, adolescents, will often find your heads crowded with worries. My advice to you is simple. Be honest with yourself and do whatever your heart desires, so long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all for me. I must admit I am beginning to feel a bit embarrassed, so I bid you farewell, Haas, and farewell to your pupils as well. Oh, Brassy, I can't believe it. Such a wonderful class. Thank you. Or just think. Oh my god. Thank you so much. That's how I cry. Alright. I forgot that Hassel is the, he's really, like, sentimental. He loves crying a lot. Art 5. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. I was so touched by Brassio's story that I simply couldn't contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Miss Time after the class, yes. Anyway, let us shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? As the name would imply, there are 10 sites in Paldea that are particularly beautiful. Among them, I would say that the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You can see field after field of olive trees from the hill all the way to Cortando. 2 waterfalls also counted among these 10 sites, Fury Falls and Casaroya Falls. Then there's the peak of Glaciado Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's also I can't speak. There's another cliff on Glaciado Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. So let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pronged cliff on Glaciado Mountain? No need to grasp at straws. Glaciado's grasp? Exactly. It looks like a hand taking hold of something, doesn't it? Three-prong lift. Like, I would have never guessed that until they said it's something grasp at straws, and then I'm just like, Glaciado's grasp? The three-prong lift on Glaciado Mountain is in fact known as Glaciado's grasp, though its shape is far too stubby to be that of a human hand. I imagine someone thought it looked like a Pokemon hand grabbing something. There's also the mountains in Area 3 of the East Province, where you could get a good look at Lavincia. It's particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant, it is known as the Million-Volt Skyline. I hear it's quite a hotspot for dates, and deservedly so for having such a romantic view. I imagine it's, what do the kids say these days, a very fleek selfie spot? Of course, you may feel that not all 10 sites live up to the grandiose names. How often do we visit some tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own two eyes. And sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. Well, that's it for today, class. Thank you for your attention. Alright. Last class with Mr. Hassel, and then it's the final. Class will begin soon. Do not be tardy. I repeat, do not be tardy. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. My, how time flies, as they say. Indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now, our topics for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art, but there is absolutely no set definition as to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are two things I wish to focus on today, ribbons and marks. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort or has a noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it could be given a ribbon. To give an example, if you manage to become incredibly close to that Pokemon, it may be granted the Best Friends ribbon. Incidentally, there is a person in Cascarafra who could give your Pokemon a Best Friends ribbon. Marks, on the other hand, are mostly found on wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as with the Rowdy mark or the Vigor mark. It's completely up to luck whether you run into a Pokemon with these marks. So if you're able to catch Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at your outstanding fortune. Does anyone know what special thing you could do with Pokemon that have ribbons or marks? You can change their title. Wonderful, your knowledge is impressive. I've only heard of that from a different YouTuber that mentioned marks. The correct answer is that Pokemon with ribbons or marks can be given titles. What's more, they can be sent into battle displaying a title of your choosing. For example, you could send out a Gibble with Best Friends ribbon by declaring, "Go, Gibble, the great friend!" And while I know I just said that marks are generally found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently, Pokemon can be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. These are marks such as the Gourmand mark, the Item Finder mark, the Partner mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to try to work out how to get each mark using its name as a clue. Well, that just about wraps up our last class. Next is the final exam. Please review our material closely so that you pass on your first try. Okay. Alright. Art final with Mr. Hassel. There's no hassle in our castle. There's no hassle in my castle. I do hope that you're ready because it's time for your final exam. Focus and do your best. And begin. What is the name of the restaurant where you can change a Pokemon's treasure type? The Treasure Eatery. I just said treasure type. I meant Terra type. What is the name of Brassius' signature art installation that we discussed in class? The Surrendering Sunflora. How many waterfalls are counted among the 10 sites of Paldea? 2? Believe there's 2. Where can you find the Million Volt Skyline? Levincia. The marks a Pokemon has are present when you first meet, and none can be added later. False. I think you could add more, right? Time's up. That's it for today's test. Pencils down. Thank you all for all so much for learning about art with me. The time we shared has left a mark that I will treasure, I promise you. And it is my sincere wish that all of you go on to even greater, more prosperous futures. And that's that. Good work, everyone. You can receive your results from the front desk. Alright. How did I do? The worst I could have done is probably miss one question. I think the very first question I was just unsure about. Or no, the waterfall one? I think he said 2, but we'll see. 5 out of 5 questions correctly. That's passing score. Keep doing your best.